Good evening, Podcast Nation. Why are we doing this podcast? Well, we want to explain a concept that could change your business career. It's called high performance podcasting. What do we mean by high performance podcasting? Well, let me take you to my shared screen. I'm Podcast Pete, and you're going to see something you're going to pay close attention to because high performance podcasting is here. We've got a couple hundred podcasts. We've done up to 6 in one day. We're going to start 30 a week, different niches. Why do we do that? Well, I want to give you a little idea. Oops, let me see if yeah, it's still in there. We get you to focus on the one thing. If you haven't read Gary Keller's from Keller Williams book, The One Thing, it's important because you got to focus on one thing, not 100 things. And why do you focus on one thing? Because you become a master. And that's what high performance podcasting is all about. Making sure you save tremendous amount of time. And business today is speed. You got to be faster than your competition. And if you're just focusing on one thing, podcasting, and let us do the rest and have us coach you in a high performance model, well, that's going to give you a significant advantage. So what happens? You build relationships on podcasts. You're in a community of givers. It's a safe place, each person helping each other. So the book that's coming out the 22nd of May is a resource book, but it's a collection of stories. It's a collection of people who are helping each other. There'll be 30 stories in there, and there'll be 50 mentions. That produces a group of people who will be promoting your business. And you'll be on multiple podcasts. Why is that important? Because you might have other people that you can attract based on what you've lived in life. You have to match your heart with your head. When they don't match, you might as well forget it. What do I mean by that? Let's go to stroke survivor. If I'm talking about being a stroke survivor and I'm not a stroke survivor, all I'm doing is talking about it. But if I am a stroke survivor, I am in the shoes, feeling it, understanding it, knowing what happened. And you can speak with the heart matching the head. So everything you do in podcasting, you have to have that emotional connection. And if you don't, I'll give you an example. There was a gentleman that was on the coaching podcast. When I asked him, who is your coach? He didn't have one. Now you're selling coaching and you don't have a coach. There's a disconnect there because your heart is not matching your head. You're just talking and trying to explain why it works instead of living it, emotionally connecting to it. And that's a big difference because people can see that. You end up talking robotic, as I call it. I don't know if it's a word, but the time machine, you only have 24 hours in a day. How you use your time is critical. Everybody gets the same amount. Nobody gets more. But an Elon Musk and a Jeff Bezos, they manage their time completely different than the average person. They're not watching 4 hours of TV, scrolling 2 hours of social media, and just taking the day as it comes. They're super focused. They're doing the one thing that they like. Well, Elon's doing 3 things, maybe more. But sometimes people are talented that way. Not everybody, but he definitely thinks differently than anybody. But you become an expert faster if you can do just that one thing. Now, why did I create a high performance podcast? And well, I've done maybe 250 in less than a year. And I'm going to do 1,000 between now and the end of the year to prove and show the speed, what it means. So 30 podcasts in 1 week, different ones. You got the health and fitness podcast, the mindset podcast, the fractional executive podcast, women in business podcast, the family, did I say family? The coaching podcast, the various ones. So let's go here a little closer. And let me see if you can see it. The branding's kicking in tomorrow or the next day. So you have your 6 buckets. So let me see if I can go. There we go. Here we go. You'll be able to see this. So your 6 buckets are this. You have, let me see, can I move it? Yes, I can. Yes, I think I can. There it is. Senior living's our first bucket. Aging in place is our second. Memory care is our third. Wellness is our fourth. Local business is our fifth. Nonprofits and special needs is our sixth. Veterans are also in the 6th bucket. Now, let me just tell you about one person, and that's Glenda Hicks. She works with nonprofits, helping them become highly efficient nonprofits. She has a board game. She teaches, and she helps them discover the things that we don't know. So let's just say she's a coach for nonprofits. That's her mastery. And we have guests on there, and she walks through a scenario with the nonprofits, helping them in the the most important 3 things that she teaches on. So that's an example of one of the podcasts. But if you go up here, let me see if I can go up here, and you look at memory care. Well, memory care consists of hospice, different aging in place podcasts, senior locators, which sometimes you need to get and should get a professional like Tara or Brian, or there's others out there, but they both have been on the podcast, and they help you navigate through the maze of options. You can't just look at a website and expect to understand whether that's a good facility that you can match your mom and dad with. You got to find the best quality people. So that's an example of really one of the key buckets. But when we look at this, think of yourself as speed. If you focused on that one thing, and you were in the senior care and you focused on that one thing and you got really good at it, you became a master. You were even coached by a high performance certified coach from Brendon Burchard. You don't think the framework of a guy that has over 300,000 people in his community delivers value? He gets millions of dollars. He coaches billionaires. I mean, that's B with a B. No, that's B. Well, you know what I mean. He coaches the highest level of people because he's good. He's been doing it for 18 years. You get good when you master something. And he has mastered high performance. And he teaches coaches. He certifies them. Just went through certification this last week. Intense, but the framework is awesome. First degree I've ever gotten. Finally, at 66, I don't know if it's a degree, certification. I can put CHPC right by my name. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so what we have, so we have 6 buckets. We have a podcast, High Performance Podcast Academy, and we have a book. And this is where you have to understand how you're going to get value, because your podcast is a story in this book. You can spend between $50 for a mention, between $500 and $1,000 for a chapter in that book. And it is, let me see if I have it. Yes, I do. Let me just show you. Hold on here. I think I have it. I'm going to show it to you. Hold on here. Let me see. Yes, I got it right here. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of it. Watch this. Okay. Now, this is a gentleman, Rand Everhart. He works at the Church of the Apostles. He's been giving his whole career. Giving, giving, giving. So here's his story, and you break it down into the pillars. Here's the confronting modern challenges, digital age dilemmas, pathways to heading, healing, and hope. Call to action. Let me go back because I didn't read the other ones. Dual purpose of the ministry, essence of relationship, importance of being present. I mean, this guy's rock solid. And here's his chapter: key takeaways, quotes, and action items. This actually is in the book. So you're able to listen to the podcast and read it. And 100 people promoting you? Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. That's what we call high performance, because you're going to be in a time machine of moving fast. Business is speed. You better get there quicker than your competition, or you will be passed by. So you look at this, and you look at this, the 6 buckets, you look at the collaboration, you look at the chapter, you look at the Podcast Academy, and that runs at $350 a month. And we'll do everything for you. Produce it, put you on the podcast, put you on multiple podcasts. All you have to do is show up with your expertise. Now, we have live events. Let me go over here. Here's the one that's coming up. Let me just show you Podcast Pete. I'm proud of this one. All right, there's look at that. I love it. Okay. Look, oh yeah, let me show you this. For those that don't know my history, not my history, but that's me. See that? That's I wasn't like too mobile back then, but I was on the first outdoor fishing trip. Come a long way. Look at that. I mean, they had to strap me in. Look at this, a brace on the leg. What do you call that? Catheter. Oh my gosh. It was like, well, it's humbling, but you learn a lot. These are 2 great guys that were in my shepherd with me. There's Jen. She's my speech path. Emily. Oh, she's awesome. She's my OT. Becca, my PT. And Lindsay. Yes, Lindsay. She's not there anymore, but she was a rec therapist. So anyway, what is it? Why do I show you this? Let me see if I can. No, I don't think I can. But I went from losing half of a side. My left side went completely gone. And now I'm still working on getting it back, but it's, every day is an adventure. So let me go to this because I got to show you this. This is what we have, a live event coming up on the 22nd. Ken Kington. Why do we do this? Besides Ken being a rock star, funny, oh my gosh, you will not hear a better, clean comic that'll make you laugh better than you've ever laughed. And I think the QR code's on there. If it isn't, I'll show it to you in just a second. Aging children and senior parents laughing together on a comedy night. It's a Wednesday night, 22nd at Grace Church, right by the Town Center Mall. That's where I go. And so from 6 to 7:30. So 6 to 7, Larry Hauser and Melissa Sarthy will be there. And Melissa's an upcoming star, and Larry's one of us. He's one of us. He's in my core group. Man, that guy he's always ripping. I mean, he's just funny. He had 3 daughters. He has 3 daughters. I mean, and he's been doing it his whole life. And so you're going to see Larry first, Melissa second. We'll take a break. I'm going to introduce you to our 30 podcast partners. Then Ken's going to come on at 7 o'clock. He's going to rock the house from 7 to 7:30 or something like that. And you'll be able to meet our vendors. You want to know what's available out there because your mom and dad are getting older and they're changing. Their needs are changing. And if you don't know the trusted vendors that are there to help your mom and dad, then, their safety can be jeopardized because you don't know who to call. And if you're Googling somebody, good luck. You have no idea if they bought their way to the top. But these are trusted, vented vendors that have been on the podcast, that have big hearts. They want to help your mom and dad, and they're going to introduce themselves. They'll be in the book. They'll be in person, a handful of them. They'll serve light hors d'oeuvres, so you can eat at 6:30. So have a little fun, have some fellowship, and come out, enjoy yourself. Wednesday night, the 22nd. It's about 11 days off. So get your tickets. And how do you get your tickets? Well, I'm going to go to podcasterpkane.com, or if you have any questions, you can call us. And we're going to get into the high performance coaching, but here's an idea for you. You want to be coached by the best. Oops, nope, that's not right. You want to be coached by Brendon Burchard, who certified us. Not by him, but this is his framework. High Performance Habits Builder. That's just one of the courses in his module. And I thought I had something. I haven't finished all this, but because it's, here we go. Here it is. I knew I had it. There we go. Hey, look at this. Focus and Discipline Masterclass. Wellness Masterclass. Boundaries Settings Masterclass. Right? Darn, dang. I have to play around with this, but you know what I mean. No, you don't. Well, you're going to see more of this. Nope. Yeah, I haven't added to it. But so, yes, you're going to see. How do you get involved? Well, Austin's going to be calling everybody this week, so you'll have an opportunity. Contact me. Let me stop sharing this. Contact me. Ooh, let me see here. Hold on here. Okay. Yes, here we go. Contact me at, here we go, man. I'm getting pretty good at this. All right. There we go. Podcasterpkane.com. Podcasterpkane.com. Call me. You call me direct, 404-428-3006. And if I'm available, I will certainly talk to you. If not, from 4 to 5, I take calls. So if you have some questions, just ask. We'll have regular Wednesday Q&A coming up right after the 22nd. So we got a wonderful community of givers. We have the ability for you to be the master in your expertise. So if you're like Paul, who was an educator for 20 years, now he's helping people get the script right, meaning find the school first, then the house, not the house, and then find out that the school for your child is an hour away against traffic. I mean, that's, or with traffic. That's the problem here. Oh, yeah. Reelect Flynn Brody. So Friends of Flynn, we're having, I love that. Friends of Flynn. That's going to be a podcast, possibly. He's going to be on this week, I think Tuesday. But let me show you something. Okay. I want to show you the power of niches. Okay. There's our Mastermind podcast, Aging in Place podcast. Okay. You can't see that. We're moving to a different platform, but for right now, Community Builder podcast. That's Lindsay Jones. Okay, Lindsay's a community builder. Mindset podcast. Crystal Duke. She's a health and fitness mindset coach and health and fitness coach. And Savannah Rose Johnson. She's an awesome person. Oh my gosh. What I would be to be 25 to where I don't know how old she is, but she's under 30. To have the mindset of Savannah, holy mackerel, she's going to rock the world. The Kennesaw, look at this. Check this out. Nope, you can't see that. Some of these you can't see because, see that, the Deep Clean podcast. We have the Health Connector podcast. Look at that thing. Is this good or what? The Restaurant podcast, our restaurant people. The Educator podcast, that's Paul. Clutter Free, that's Melanie and Pam. And there's some others. Personal Development. Oh my golly. I love this one. Yeah, that's the Echo Effect. We have that one coming out, or I have that one coming out. So let's see, the Movers podcast. I love it. Legal podcast. That's Wanda Pearson's on that one. Dyslexia podcast. Matt. We got a bunch of people who are going to be on that. Maybe Kevin. Kevin, this is a shout out to you. The Grandparents Matter podcast. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk to grandparents. Oh, our special grandkids. And then here's the Commercial Connector. That's Jim Raps. But anyway, we have a little bit. There's here, look at this. No, you can't see it, but it's Medicare Made Easy, or Medicare Made Easy podcast. Veterans podcast. Don's he's helping veterans with long insights. 80/20 podcast. Neil O'Brien. Oh my gosh, he has the whales and the sardines. The comedian podcast. Larry's on that with Melissa. We'll be starting that. The baseball guys. Holy mackerel. Jim, Bob, and Larry. These are three guys. You got a Mets fan. You got a Yankee. Used to be a Yankee. Now he's more Braves. And then Bob's a Braves fan. So you got that. You got Safe People podcast. Boundaries. I think I know who's going to be doing that, but I don't want to mention his name because I don't have permission to use his name. Brain. Oh my gosh, this one, the Brain podcast, but you can't see that one. So this will be revised a little bit, but special needs. Nicole DeWard, she's running Rise. Just, this lady's amazing. She's, whew, yeah, she came and spoke to our Rotary Club, and man, she's going to make an impact. And she's also is a health and fitness coach along with nutrition coach, and she runs Rise Special Needs over there in Roswell. Her daughter and other special needs run it, and they know your name. You have a coffee cup. It's just so cool. She's just making an impact. She has a gym over there. So anyway, let me see if I can get this other one up, and then we're going to wind it down. Okay, you can't see that, but here's the Nutrition Matters. I think you can see this one. Doggone. Yes, Nutrition Matters. Look at that. So, Family Man, Chaz Becker. Man, we had his son on the other day, 10 years old. You used to see, he sounded like he was 21, 25. Mature, just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful boy. Named his son after the business, Brody. So anyway, Service Above Self, KBA Matters, Women in Business. Women are crushing. We're going to have young, under 30, young men in business, because I just listened to a podcast, and there's some things happening with our young men that I won't go into it on this podcast, but women are crushing it. They are crushing it. I mean, crushing it. I think it's like 2 to 1 that are graduating now. I mean, they're just coming on like a steamroller of business women. I mean, they're doing great. I mean, I have 2 sisters, 2 daughters, 5 granddaughters. So I know, we love our women. We love our girls. But our guys and our younger guys aren't getting the focus and the training that is possible out there. We're going to change that. And Eric Watson, oh my gosh, Eric, this guy is a rock star, professional athlete, made it from here at Kennesaw Mountain playing basketball. He played at the highest level. He played in Brazil, and he played in Romania. Now he's back in town, and he's going to be on the podcast for that. So I just wanted to give you a sense of what we're doing. High performance coaching through high performance podcasting. So you can be coached to perform at the highest level. And what does that mean? Speed. That means personal development. That means a framework that will help you fly by the competition. And time is essence. I mean, people, when you're investing in your time, in you, that's the best investment you could ever make. Dollar for dollar, oh my gosh, you'll get so much more if you're investing in yourself, because the potential for you to grow is unlimited. So anyway, if you haven't voted, vote for Flynn Brody. He's awesome. Excuse me. I like to say, like I saw him this weekend, it's not about the D, it's not about the R, it's about the H. Now, what does that mean? H is for heart. This man's got the biggest heart. When you hear his story and what he's doing to impact, you'll vote for him. But anyway, educate yourself. Find out who's running. Find out. Listen, his podcast will be up this Tuesday. I think we don't know the exact time. We're working with his scheduler, and so once we get that set, we'll be on. Now, where is Friends of Flynn? I love that. I came up with that. Yeah, I mean, what the heck? You got to keep it simple. You got to have fun. Okay, so thank you so much. High performance podcasting. Get in the time machine. Save time, build relationships, move fast in business, and make an impact. And when you do those things and everybody's helping everybody, wow, watch out. Thank you so much for listening.